Just say hello. It's back again doing another fossil hunt, Creeksea near Burnham-On-Crouch, and people didn't hear too much of what I was saying in the last one because I said the wind was blowing too much. I've got a few comments about that. It's a little bit of wind at the moment, but I'll try again. What you basically need, well, something is obviously a container to put the fossils in. A pair of tweezers is good because the stuff we're picking up here is pretty small. An anorak is essential because fossil hunters should always wear an anorak because that's part of our kit. And glasses is also good. People say why the glasses, because if you're actually collecting fossils and you're doing sort of a bit of paleontology and it's got an ology on the end of it, you have to look intelligent. And if I, voila, scientist. There's a number of things you can do with these as well. You can ponder a find by sticking it in your mouth like this and looking at it, which is kind of contradictory because if you've taken your glasses off you can't see the damn thing you're looking at, but there you go. You can talk about like this when you're explaining about things, and if someone comes up to you and says, is this a fossil, and it turns out to be a house brick or a piece of flower pot or a sweet wrapper or something like that, you can put them down your nose and look at them very condescendingly like that to make them feel about 2 inches high. So without any further ado, we'll be setting off for the beach, which is down there. We'll get on our way. Well, immediately Jenny here, so I'll say hello Jenny, hello. She's from the Burnham Museum, and everything I tell you, she'll tell you what the real situation is. She's actually found this little piece here, if you can see that. If you pick it up, it is one of the better finds you get here, straight off. This is a Hexanchus. Is it Agassiz? Yeah, Hexanchus. You see the saw-like teeth? It's quite a rare find, quite a good find, and it's from a cow shark. There you are, you obviously. So that's a nice little start. So what we have here is some pyrotised wood. You can see the wood here. You can see it is. You've got the grain in it and everything. Now, can you explain what the pyrotisation thing is?
With the pyrotisation, this piece of wood was just regular wood which carried out with the faster moving rivers, and when it's hit the slower moving waters of the seas, it's actually sank down and become buried in the mud, which is anaerobic, which means it's without oxygen, so it's not able to decay and break down in its normal process. So what's actually happened is the iron from the water is leached in and has perfectly recreated every single cell of the tree, which is why we've got all of the detail of the grain here. Pyrite isn't a stable mineral, which means it will oxidise and rust and break down in time. So when you get your pyrite finds home, it's always a good idea to give them a little coating in PVA glue, just to seal out the oxygen and to keep to preserve all the detail. That's
really good. So in a sense, it's a mould.
It's a cast.
A cast, yeah. All this burgundy-looking stuff here is all pyrotisation. It's all pyrotised stuff. If you look through it, you can find things that are recognisable. There's another gastropod there, snail, for instance. Another piece of fossilised wood there. Again, you can see the grain, and very obviously once a piece of tree. And there's another Rotularia. Bognarensis, and that means it comes from Bogna. Ensis means coming from, as Jennifer just pointed out. Right, what you got here?
Right, so with you mentioned earlier with the pyrite, was it cast or mould, and it's actually neither. It's pre-mineralised, so every single cell of it has turned to the mineral, in this case pyrite, and as you can see it's all pyrited, but then the outer layer of pyrite's been chipped off, and this would have been the bark of the tree, and it's now revealing the inner wood of the tree.
Inner wood, yeah.
So it's actually a pre-mineralisation of fossilisation, as opposed to a mould, which is where the impression is, or a cast where impression has been refilled with a different substrate. If that was just a cast, you would expect it to all be solid inside, but with the pre-mineralisation, which is more common with your dinosaur bone fossils for argument, where they've turned to stone, you can see that every single cell of it has turned to pyrite.
Here we have another thing here. This is a kid's favourite piece of fossilised poo, or if you're going to be scientific with glasses on, you call it a coprolite. As I said in the last video, this beach is Eocene, and that means it's after the dinosaurs, but still a good sort of 55 million years old. And so there you have a piece of poo that was done about 50 million years ago, probably by a fish. As I said in the last video, the place to look is in the shingle, and not the mud so much. What happens is the fossils tend to get washed up, and then they get caught up in the shingle, so that is a good way of finding it. And that's a perfect example. I finally found the main thing that everyone's looking for here, and this is this thing here, which is a shark tooth. And I believe that is a Carcharias hopii tooth, which is a type of sand tiger shark that lived 55 million years ago. Let's go. What have you got there?
I feel like I found the biggest fish bone I've ever found. It's too light to be mammalian, it's definitely bone, and it really reminds me of a fish bone, but about 10 times bigger than anything I've ever seen.
That is actually, that's really good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's definitely bone.
It's definitely bone,
it's
yeah.
It's definitely too light for mammals. It doesn't look like anything off a bird. It really reminds me of fish bones, but it's so much bigger than anything I've ever seen.
Do you reckon that's Eocene?
I don't know, it's only as heavily iron stained
what
as I would expect the bones to come from the Mesolithic.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Bone, and there's practically the same.
Oh right, yeah.
Staining.
So you've got a bit of bone here. So how old is...
That would be from the Eocene camp, which is about 8,000 years ago, about 6,000 BC.
See all the little... Yeah, look, we got there. Jenny's found a really good piece there. That's a bit of pyrotised starfish. That's only turning up some stuff here. That's do you know what that type is? Well,
I think that's a brittle star, isn't it?
Brittle star, yeah. So that's a bit of pyrotisation, but it's often the arm of a starfish, or a bit of it. Rare find, and a good one. Just here we have another tooth, and this one is Isoramnia affinis, which is a type of mackerel shark, which last video I said was a mako and I was wrong. A mackerel shark tooth. It's quite a nice little specimen actually that Jenny just spotted. So there you go. This what we've got here, I think it's a shark tooth that's not in very good condition. I think that's probably a gastrodont, which means it's a tooth that was probably swallowed by the shark in life and went through its digestive system and came out the other end, hence its rather horrible rusty looking appearance, but worth keeping anyway. Right, here, this thing here, I think it's not Eocene. It's a tooth. It's probably a Neolithic goat or sheep's tooth. I like to show this because it means I can say the word Neolithic, which makes it sound far more professor-like than just keep having to say Eocene. But it's more recent, not as old as Eocene stuff, probably more like a few thousand years old rather than a few million years old, and it's not the full tooth either. It's probably something that was farmed because there was a community of humans around here that we know about. So it's one of their pet goats or sheep.
Flint.
Oh, how do you know that that's a Stone Age bit of flint then?
Yeah, but we suppose Stone Age. You might find Mesolithic down here, and that's it looks like the Mesolithic stone.
Okay,
right.
Look like cling.
You can see where it's been hit.
You see, it's been hit.
Oh right, yes, I see. It's been scarred at the side, so that was actually
hit
worked.
It over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't know what I'm looking for where the flints are concerned. That's why I need to get a bit of this.
A friend of mine found an arrowhead down here.
Down here?
Yeah. Nice.
Is that they're bits of vertebrae, aren't they?
These are bits of vertebrae.
Yeah. So yes.
I really think just fish vertebrae.
Yes, probably fish. Yeah.
Sharks are mostly more compressed.
Yeah. Okay, well, so okay, right. So now I've found a piece of animal bone here. I'm pretty sure, well, it's not Eocene, but I shall take it to Jenny and see what you think of that.
Yeah, given how heavily iron stained it is, I'd be saying this is Mesolithic as well. It's probably a rib bone. If you look at
point, yeah, it probably is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's mammal.
Maybe a sheep or a goat. It's not big enough to be a fully grown cow or a pig.
No. So you reckon about 8,000 years, something like that.
6,000 BC.
Okay, that's not a bad find. And another sharp tooth. Yeah. Anemotodon shepiensis, which means that it belongs to Sheppey, the Isle of Sheppey, which is where it was first discovered. So, yeah. And we have here, a little crab, Grypheus wetherelli, which pretty much concludes things down here today. So, at the end of a good fossil hunt, that's what you want to feel in your little bowl. And that's pretty much what we have. Well, that's just my collection. Jenny has other stuff. So that pretty much concludes today's hunt. And hopefully see you another time.